So research of our group is in quantum information science. So this is basically trying to understand what are the new capabilities in, say, information processing and computing that we obtain by using the principles of quantum mechanics. One of them is more efficient computers. So as you know, in sort of existing electronic devices, the information is stored in bits which are either 0 or 1. Now, if you go to the quantum level, the information is actually stored in what are called qubits, quantum bits, and in those cases, the information can be stored in the state of 0 and 1 simultaneously. This is sort of the novel part. It's called superposition. More interestingly, if you take 2 bits, they can only be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, or 1, 1. But if you take 2 qubits, 2 quantum bits, they can be in the state, say, 0, 0 and 1, 1 simultaneously, or 0, 1 and 1, 0 simultaneously. Now, this might seem very strange and fantastic, but actually this is how nature operates at the very basic level. This is how atoms, molecules, photons behave when you look into their behavior at the quantum level. What we are interested in is using these properties, which seem quite exotic, but are actually very prevalent at the quantum level, and use them for information processing capabilities like computing, sensing, imaging, and that kind of other information processing tasks. The specific part of our research that we are doing at the moment is find out if these big computations on the quantum computers are working correctly or not.
So to understand why we do this, you have to imagine a quantum computation as a complex circuits containing a lot of wires and gates. So typically what happens is that when you start a quantum computation, you initialize the qubits, the quantum version of the bits, to some state, and then you try to store some information in these qubits by processing them using gates, and there are a wide variety of gates. There are gates on a single qubit, gates on 2 qubits. And finally, you try to observe what these qubits look like, and you do some measurements, and these measurements, they return some bits. Now, typically what happens is that there is some noise in what you do. So you try to do some gate, but because it's extremely complicated, the experiment, you do a gate that is slightly more different. So this adds up small imperfections, but these imperfections in the end, they turn out to be a big imperfection over the whole circuit that can potentially disrupt the output. So the quantum computation can return an incorrect output.
If I design a new material or a new chemical or a new medicine, it is important to know that the results of the computation are correct. Well, so the future is sort of threefold, I would say. So the first part is that we have to be able to solve new problems on quantum computers, so finding algorithms for solving, as I said, material properties, chemical properties, and so on. And the second part, which we are working on at the moment, which is to be able to establish that the computations or the algorithms that we present are working correctly. And the final part, in some sense this is the most important part, is that someone has to build these quantum computers. So we are working with various friends and colleagues in various places in the UK and elsewhere. So when they are ready, then the whole field, as it were, come together in the long run.